Hey everybody, welcome back to this week's installment of Idiot with a Wrench. Anyhow, I've had a lot of people on message boards through YouTube and email asking me how the belt modification has held up, and I installed it a week ago yesterday. I have probably around 600 miles on it. And I started the video earlier, basically to report that everything was more or less okay, a little bit of belt squeal and slip when it was cold, but that was only momentary. And then I realized that there was a problem. Let me zoom in here. See if I can get under the belt. Under the hose, that is. If you look there, you can see one of the cogs has actually ripped out of the belt. And there's a couple more places where that's happened. I see two right here, and I'm willing to bet that along the belt there's definitely more of those. And that's probably contributing to what I'm hearing there. And my theory as to why that is because of this fairly extreme new back bend in the belt. And I saw that, I actually didn't even discover that until I was making the other video, and I got kind of discouraged. And realized that I probably won't get another week of commuting out of this, so I figured I may as well go ahead and change the belt again. And I probably still have less than 1,500 miles total on this belt. 600 in the last week, and then probably, 500 or 600 on this particular belt before I installed the new tensioner pulley and the new idler there. So I do have two of the original sized belts here. Now this is a Continental belt, 10 by 695, 10 millimeters by 695 millimeters. And what concerns me though is that the back bend here seems to be causing it to lose some teeth. So I thought about it, and I remembered that a couple of months ago, when I had to replace this belt a couple of times, one of the ones that I got actually was a different style. It was it's a belt with the cogs on the outside. Specifically, this is a Dayco top cog belt. And I'm thinking that maybe substituting a belt like this will work better. Also, you can see up here that I can actually also move the alternator a little bit forward, which should, in theory, cause it to have a less extreme bend across that new idler. So I'm going to try those two things today. Could take me just a little bit of time here to swap out the belt. Thankfully I am getting better at this, but it always does take a while, so I'm going to do that. For those who are interested, I actually don't have the part numbers handy for the idler here and for the bolts, but you can get those off of, I think, the forums at vwdieselparts.net. I think that's the website, or on my thread at the forums at vwvortex.com. But for the new belt I'm going to try, the part number is Dayco Top Cog 15280, and another one which is really, really close in size is 15275. Now these should both work just fine. And here's a little thing I learned today just from a little Googling with the Dayco belts, at least. These numbers are actually directly related to the size. 1.5 being the width of the belt. Now, I guess that's it's obviously not 15 inches or a 1/15 of an inch, and it's not 1.5 inches. But whatever that is based on the size. But the 275 here, that's 27.5. That's 27.5. for the length of the belt, 27.5 inches. And this one over here, the one I'm actually going to install, is 15280, which is 28 inches. 27.5, of course, is a little closer to the original size, but I think that I'm going to go with the 280 today. I wanted to buy 2 of each belt when I went over to Advanced Auto, but they only had 1 of each in stock, so I'm going to try this, and I'm probably going to order some more of them online just to have for spares. So I will, and I could start up the car and let you hear the squeal, but you heard that in the last video. There's really no need for more than that. Besides, it's very subtle anyway. So I'll swap this out. Maybe after that I will take a quick video of it running. Okay, well, I'm back now and I've changed out the belt. One thing you will learn from being a Mark II Jetta or Golf owner, especially if you have the diesel, is you're going to learn how to replace that belt. Because, unfortunately, these belts, as I've heard from other people across the internet, they do tend to go pretty quickly. The first time I replaced this belt took me hours upon hours upon hours, and right now I did it in a personal best just over a half hour. Let me just give you the brief rundown of exactly what you have to do. Now, I think possibly this bracket up here has been changed from how it originally was, because I'm seeing a lot of references people are making to some sort of a toothed adjuster assembly right here, which I don't seem to have. Now, I think this is possibly because this has been screwed with over the past 20 years, don't know, but I seem to be able to work with this. Now, of course, you have to remove this nut right here. Actually, before that even, you have to loosen the nut here on the end of the tensioner pulley, and then adjust the tensioner in so you can slip the belt off. Once that's done, you release this bolt right here, and the alternator anchor bolt, which is right down here. In my case, before I do that, I have to take out this idler right here. So that gets the alternator out. Then you have to release the tension on the AC belt. And if you see down here, you have to, I can't really seem to get it in focus, but you do see that, see if I can get something to point to it. You do see this lock nut right here, and then there's another one right on the other side here, which you can just sort of barely see if I don't, yeah, you can sort of see it in there. So you loosen those two, and then you loosen this tensioner bolt right here. And there's also actually a pivot bolt for the AC compressor. Now, I've left that bolt just a hair loose so I can move the AC compressor up and down in its bracket, and it doesn't seem to have caused a problem for me. So once that's loose, you have to get this AC belt here over the pulley. Now, some people, they release the water pump pulley, which this also rides on. But I've had trouble doing that in the past, and not wanting to mess anything up, I just pry the belt off. My little secret here is that I actually substituted an ever so slightly longer belt in here to make getting it on and off easier. The stock length is 947 millimeters. I have a 950 millimeter belt here, and that has made all the difference in the world for me being able to get this on and off by hand without prying it with any extra tools. Once that's off, you then remove the alternator belt, put the new one on, and reverse the process. If you know what you're doing, you can do it pretty quickly. If this is your first time, it may take you, especially here in the middle of winter, close to a day to do this. But rest assured, you'll get good at it. You can see here I installed the new top cog belt, and I'm hoping that this different design of belt will be more forgiving, because like I said, the old belt got damaged, severely damaged, just within the course of a week doing this. So I also tried to introduce a a less harsh bend right here by and the way to do that is by adjusting the tensioner here. I went with the size 15280 belt, but I think that if I have to replace this again, I'm going to go with the 15270 or the 15275, because then I should be able to adjust this all the way out here and still be able to get enough tension on the whole system. See if I can find the old belt. I'm just going to pause this for a moment while I look for it. Okay, I'm back. And I'll show you the difference here between these two belts. These are both identical Continental 10 by 695 belts. You can see the one which seems to have more shape to it is a brand new belt. And this one right here, I mean, it's got less than 1,500 miles on it, but you can see it's lost teeth. And see if I can get up close here without well, can't seem to be able to focus on it, but you can see there it's cracking between the teeth, and it's really hard to see, but the belt here is also, it's gone all flimsy. This belt was, even though this belt had 600 miles on it before I installed the tensioner modification, and it was fine. And after just a week of using it, about another 600 miles, the belt is basically destroyed. I caught this just in time, and I'm glad I replaced this today rather than losing the belt on the road yet again and driving without the alternator. So hopefully this different style of belt here will make a difference. Now, I've left this sort of loose. I may actually once again release a little bit more tension from it and see how well it behaves. So actually I'm probably going to do that just before I start the car up, and we'll see how it behaves. I do apologize for the lack of tripod today. Once again, it's cold, we had snow, and I really didn't feel like breaking that out and just dealing with the tripod today. And actually, one more thing, I've had people asking me for the part numbers for the bearings and the bolts to make that modification. I'm just going to pause it 1 second. I found everything. I can give you the part numbers. So hooray for not clearing out my trunk. This here is the box from one of the bearings. It's an NTN bearing, Japanese, and I ordered these from Grainger.com, and this is part number 5U561. I ordered 2 of these. And the bolts, they only come in a 5-pack. It's part number 6AY46. And as for the nuts and washers I used for the end of that, I just got those off the shelf at Advance Auto. And actually, I think I have those over here, if you want to give me a second. Yeah, the nuts you're going to need are these right here. M10 1.5, and these are made by Dorman. It looks like the stock number is 782011. The washers, once again, Dorman 3/8 inch, and part number 799042. And once again, just to reiterate there, the bolt itself, the bolts cannot be used as is. You have to cut more threads into them with a tap and die set, and I don't have a how-to for you on that. Maybe I will someday, but probably won't be anytime soon. So, okay, I'm going to release a little bit more tension from this belt, because I want this to be able to work without introducing any extra stress at all on the belt. And then I'm going to start it up for you. Okay, I'm about to start it up. Make sure it's out of gear. Just adjust the idle up a bit.
it is. Seem to be getting a little bit of noise here. I may need to tighten this up a bit, but so far so good. I'm going to warm up a bit and see what happens. Well, I had the belt just a bit too loose. Starting again, sorry. I had the belt just a bit too loose and I was getting some noise, so I shut the car off and I did tighten it up a bit, and it seems to be working okay now, so I'm going to be keeping an eye on this, and I don't know, we'll see how this goes. So that's all for now.